Hey guys, Steve here with Tech Savvy Agent. I'm here with Greg again. How you doing, Greg?
Steve, good to see you.
Good to see you too. You guys might remember I was with Greg before on a video for Google Voice, and he did a fantastic job explaining Google Voice and how to implement it in your business. So Greg's proven his worth the first time. Now he's back. He's back with a new topic. Today we're going to talk about Topix. And Greg's going to explain what Topix is and show you guys how you can use it in your business. So take it away, Greg.
Cool, thanks, Steve. Yeah, a little backstory. So a couple days ago, I logged onto my computer, and I use iGoogle as my home screen.
Okay.
Logged into iGoogle, and the #1 real estate news story in my area was somebody's listing.
Huh.
So I thought to myself, how could someone's listing be the #1 news story?
Well, yeah, is that #1 news story for the country or
number one news story local to me, right? So
Right. iGoogle brought your local information.
Right.
Okay.
iGoogle brought the most, the information they thought would be most important to me.
Okay.
And they thought the #1 important story
was
would
a
be
new
somebody's
listing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
don't you wish that was your listing out there?
So naturally, I was a little curious, so I had to look into it a little bit. So I dug in a little bit deeper. iGoogle actually sends you to a site called Topix. It's Topix.com.
Okay.
And what Topix is it's a news community where basically all the news from across the net is aggregated into one site and split up as world news, sports news, travel news, real estate news.
Okay.
But they pride themselves on being the local news expert or the news that's most important to you.
Okay.
Right?
So that person has a listing. It's on Topix. It appeared in your iGoogle.
Right.
How many people are actually? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you out there probably haven't heard of Topix before. So how big is Topix?
Well, I'd say it's pretty fairly big. Topix gets 6.5, on average, 6.5
Okay.
million unique visits a month, and a total of 20 million total visits a month.
So that's a large.
So it's a
news
pretty
source.
legit site.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So upon further investigation, I found that you can actually advertise for free on Topix. So any site that's getting 20 million visits a month, if you can advertise for free, that's got to be pretty good, right? So
Yeah.
you can actually go into Topix and advertise as a local business for free. Topix prides themselves on being a local news expert,
Okay.
and they pride themselves on giving out local information.
So would you recommend advertising listings, or I heard you say something before we were on camera here about coupons. So
Right.
what would you say?
So Topix actually gives out local coupons. They also obviously give out information about local businesses. I would recommend advertising as a local business. Obviously,
Okay.
you're the local real estate expert. You want to be on the the local news expert site as a
Exposure.
local real. Yeah, absolutely, exposure. You also want to maybe put a coupon. You have the ability to actually put coupons out there with links to websites. So you could actually link that coupon maybe back to your website or back to
Backlink right there.
there you got a backlink. You could also link them to any services that you provide. And again, just another way to put yourself out there as the expert and get more exposure. And hey, if iGoogle is pushing traffic there, you know that they're getting some serious exposure.
Okay, so iGoogle then. You mentioned iGoogle a couple times. I actually use iGoogle as well, but a lot of our tech-savvy agents, well, if you're really tech-savvy, you're probably using iGoogle. But they might not know what iGoogle is and why that's important to them. So why don't you explain that a little bit?
Sure,
too?
yeah, real quick. So I use iGoogle as my homepage. You all know that Google's got a lot of really cool free tools out there. Google Voice we talked about last time, Gmail, Google Calendars, Contacts, you name it, they've got it. AdWords, Analytics. I mean, you name it. There's a lot of great Google stuff out there. But by signing up for a free Gmail account, you get a free iGoogle page that you can use as your homepage if you wish. What that does is it actually gives you a customizable page that you can set as your home screen. Still has that Google search bar across the top that you're going to use every day for all your searches. But it also has, you could put your Google Voice in a widget there. You could put your Gmail in a widget. You could have
Topics in a
Topics
widget.
in a widget,
Okay.
right? All of your news sources, your weather, your contacts, your calendar. You want everything on one page. I log into my computer in the morning. I've got all the information I need right on one page. I get to see what's the most important to me at the time. It allows me to fly through all my morning activities really quick, all from one central location. And
Cool.
best of all, again, it's free.
So the most important question, can you get your tech-savvy agent on iGoogle?
I think that'd be up to you.
Yeah, we need to work on that one. But that's obviously what we've been talking to you guys about before, and as a lot of you guys know, it's just so much information out there, and there's so much to learn. So iGoogle, what it does so well is just funnel everything down
Absolutely.
into one place, and that's what we try to do with Tech Savvy Agent: funnel all the technology out there for real estate agents down into one place. So it sounds pretty interesting. Any other notes for our fans or?
No, like I said, I would go out to Topix, Topix.com as soon as possible and put yourself up there as the local agent in your area. Anybody that goes to Topix, real quick, one last note.
Yeah.
Topix knows where you're coming from based on your IP address. So no matter where you're at in the country, you log on to Topix. Even if you've never created a profile, they'll know where you're at and they'll show you what's current in your local area.
That's awesome.
So all the people searching for you in your local city will find you as the local agent.
And I bet you a ton of agents aren't doing this yet. So this is something that if you're an early adopter and you embrace, you may get a decent amount of leads because not very many people know about it.
Got to be ahead of the curve, right?
You heard it here first.
All right.
Tech Savvy Agent. Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
one.